Hey, it's a podcast!
Yay, we're all back again, and we have a second episode for you guys. Woohoo! So
I didn't know if we were gonna make it.
Yeah,
right.
Honestly, I was rushing to get back to my laptop to do this.
Alright, well...
I was totally rushing.
So
As
let's
you
go
can
around the
tell.
table.
First,
Like we have
introductions
any
again,
table.
in case none of you guys remember us from the first one. I'm
Or
Rebecca.
if you skipped and watched the second one. And hi, I'm Nina.
And I'm Rich.
And
Cleverly
Rich is in
disguised as
reception.
Miles Luna.
Yeah. Alright, well, this episode is just going to be kind of a random kind of thing. We're just going to chat about anything
Are we not
want.
doing fandoms and fun
Well,
facts?
No, we're not.
You can do them if you want, Rich, but you
No,
only
we're
get
not.
3 more.
So,
One of
Rich,
these
I will
days
count.
I'll get through them all.
All 12 of them.
All 50-some? Anyway,
Oh,
yes,
God.
in addition to those listed last week before I was so rudely interrupted, I'm
Because
also
you had
in
to be.
fandoms for Fairy Tail, Naruto, Bleach,
We're done. Done.
Yeah. Speaking of Naruto, so...
Has anybody read the final manga chapter?
No.
I have
don't
not.
care, I just know what happens.
Yeah,
Everybody's talking about it.
I lost track of both Naruto and Bleach ages ago, but
Me too.
at least Naruto, I know generally what happens because of people I follow on Tumblr.
Pretty much.
It also happened for me because I used to get the games, and that was actually how I kept up.
Yep.
You were getting it like third hand. That's like several levels of abstraction. You followed the story through the games, which were based on the anime, which was based on the manga.
Anime.
Yep.
I love the way he says
Anime versus anime.
No,
Anime
Ana.
versus
It's like
anime,
how we say
Manga
Ana.
versus manga.
I don't care. I say manga.
It's
See, I say anime and then manga. I don't say manga.
Sometimes I say manga. Sometimes I say manga. Ow! I bit my tongue.
well.
I bit my tongue, guys.
This is what
Emergency.
happens when you talk too much.
Oh.
No, it doesn't happen when I talk too much. It happens when I talk when I'm lying down.
Ah.
Because I'm just comfortable that way.
Well, there you go.
So, screw you!
Screw you all, I have money.
So anyway, we were going to talk about Naruto, I guess.
Yeah. So, it's done. It's done,
It's
guys.
done! It's just done!
I
Naruto.
know! It's
Naruto
amazing!
Naruto
Actually,
forever.
I was actually really hoping that they turned out gay because I feel the Naruto Sasu
That's what
thing
everyone
between the
wanted.
both of them. I
Excuse me?
felt the Naruto Sasu thing.
See, I was thinking it was gonna be Narusaku, like Naruto
Actually,
and
yes,
Sakura.
that's what I was also like. That was my second. I
well-
did not actually think that Naruhito was gonna be a thing.
It's nice to be proven right.
No, I never shipped them. I shipped Naru Saku for a while, but I'm very happy to have Sasu Saku. I just never really seen Naruto with Hinata for a while.
See,
I don't know, but I mean,
I
it
didn't
doesn't
see that
really
either.
matter. Canon is canon. Fanfiction will be
Exactly.
fanfiction.
See, the
And
one
fan-
thing with me was, there was one of the filler arcs where it was Naruto and he went on to a mission with Hinata's group. And, like, they spent so much time together, and I was like, okay, now I can finally see this actually happening, because
I never
they're
saw
really
it, so I
cute.
never saw it.
it was just really cute. Like,
They
I
are
know it's
adorable
filler,
together.
But...
I don't really care.
I'm looking for it. I have not watched like the past several seasons of the anime, but I am going to watch the last movie whenever it comes out here because I really want to see how they pull it together with that relationship.
Yeah, and also the fact that I guess by this point we already have spoilers, but with the end, Naruto becomes Hokage. So no
Well,
one thought that was
I
gonna
mean,
happen.
I think everybody
About
legitimately
time,
knew.
actually.
Like
I
he
feel like if
deserves
they
it after
stopped-
all of that.
If they took
Yeah.
out majority of the filler seasons and just legitimately just went straight for the final arc after a few after a few character development arcs, that sort of led up to this, I feel like it didn't have to go this long. It really did not have to go this long. I felt like they
Well,
were
are you talking
stretching it up
about the anime or the manga?
until manga and anime? Great, thanks a lot, Rich.
You're welcome.
See, I didn't think it mattered that much. It was still a real, like, they put it together really well without the filler arcs.
I just
Obviously
feel like
they
if
were
they took out the
those.
filler arcs, it wouldn't
So
have
you're
gone
talking
as
about the
long.
anime?
I guess.
Yes, because
Well,
the manga
okay, see,
didn't
the
have filler
problem-
arcs.
Really?
Yeah,
The
the
manga
problem-
have it?
the
Then
problem
I should've read
is-
the manga.
The problem is, and this is the reason why any anime gets filler arcs pretty much, is that they're basing it on a manga, but the anime can be produced a lot faster than the manga can, so they
I
wind up
think
catching
Rich is
up.
gonna get like murdered for the amount of times he says anime.
Why? I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel a lot of people are gonna like kill him.
Whatever. I'm not going to get on anybody's case about how they pronounce it. I'm used to hearing it different ways. I just say it the way that I prefer to say it.
Yep.
So
I think
anyway,
it's just like potato versus potato and tomato versus tomato. It
except
doesn't
nobody
matter.
actually says potato or tomato.
And also,
You don't know that.
everybody, and also I get very annoyed when people are like, "How could you say it? How could you say GIF? It's GIF." I'm like,
That-
whatever.
It is
That-
GIF.
Shut up.
It's GIF.
You said anime.
It's not peanut
That is
butter.
not-
Yes, thank you. It
What?
stands for graphic. Graphic. But anyway,
Well, I can say it however I want to say it, and I want to say GIF.
have fun with that. The reason why filler arcs happen is that the anime catches up to the manga, and because they don't know what the mangaka, the creator of the manga is the original writer of the story, and they don't know where they're going to wind up taking it, so they can't go beyond what the manga has done, so they come up with something as a filler arc to buy them time for the manga to get further ahead.
Okay, we're done.
It's basically that the manga comes before the anime.
Yeah, in the vast majority of cases. And most anime are based on manga because it's an established fan base. They know that it's something popular that people are going to want to see. So it's
Exactly.
less of a gamble than to come up with something completely original.
Okay.
So
So anyway,
going with the entire basis of Naruto, I do have a little story that I can tell you guys with Naruto. So I have to.
oh,
thank my
we all
friend-
have our stories
Oh,
about
I
Naruto.
have a story about
Well-
me in grade 2 with my crush.
Wait,
Hang on,
what?
wait for another podcast for that.
Wait, what?
Me and my crush had a thing with the Narutos, and I had a little, yeah.
When you were in... I'm sorry, sometimes I forget how young you are.
I
You
forget
precious,
He is the
you
baby.
precious little thing.
I had a crush, and he and I. Stop. We'll have Rebecca.
Yeah,
do
we
it.
were gonna save that for another podcast. Anyway, yes, boss lady,
No,
continue.
but like this is Naruto too.
I mean, we can also bring it up twice
Later, if we have
it
time. If
matters.
we have time.
Okay. I do have to thank my friend Nick for getting me into Naruto, because this is my story with Naruto. This is how I actually was introduced to it. I had a friend who lived basically down the road from me, who I was able to walk over to his house all the time, and we would play video games at his house. I was a very fun child, obviously. So we would, at one point he had this game for his GameCube, and he was playing it, and there was all these weird characters and stuff, and I was like, this looks kind of interesting, like, I want to try it. So we got to the point where I was like, oh, what is this game called? It was a Naruto game for GameCube. I can't remember it for the life of me, but I remember playing first as Sasuke, and the immediate thought was that, hey, he looks kind of cute, and I was like 10 or something when this
Same.
happened. But
Same.
I
But
was
I was
playing
8.
games. But I have to thank my friend Nick for getting me into Naruto, because from there it launched me into other anime like Bleach and Inuyasha, Death Note.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
all
god,
that kind of
Inuyasha
stuff.
was awesome.
But
So-
I had to thank him. So Nick, if you're listening to this, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And in my case, I actually picked it up from Gina, my wife now. When
Aw.
she first moved to the area and we were dating.
How old were you?
What?
How
When you
old
met-
were you?
19 probably 18
Oh
or
my
19.
gosh, how long have you and your wife been together? Never mind. Sorry,
Wait.
getting off topic.
Going into Naruto.
A very long time.
How old are you now?
Anyway, so
How old are you?
after she moved to the area, she had a subscription to New Type magazine and to Shonen Jump. And I had been a fan of some anime and manga beforehand, and that's actually how we met in a roundabout way, but I'll tell that story another time. I jumped at the opportunity to read some new manga, and so every time that she got a new Shonen Jump, she would read it and then I would read it, and that's where I found Naruto, started reading that, and then like before the anime was ever localized in the US, we picked up a badly subtitled bootleg, I think, at an anime convention, and watched like the first couple seasons on there, and I was hooked.
Oh wow.
My turn?
Yes,
Yeah,
go
yes,
ahead.
go on, yeah.
My turn? Because like you just stopped and I was like, no discussion?
Well,
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
so
if you guys
cute.
had any questions or questions, feel free to toss them out there.
If I did say anything, you'd be like, you're interrupting me.
That's why I stopped, so you could talk.
I
You
think that's
need to learn to
adorable.
listen for when people pause and give you a chance to talk.
Alright, Nina, so what's your Naruto story?
So yeah, my crush was the one who introduced it to me. I don't know if he's gonna be listening to this, but he was a very big fan of Naruto from when Naruto was the thing back in my when I was younger. I think it was around grade 3, grade 4, my grade 3, grade 4 age. So I was about 7, 8 years old, and my crush at the time, he was a crush for a very long time, up until I was about 10 years old, 20 thing.
Oh.
And he was the one who introduced me to it. Like, all the guys were like talking about it, and I was like, I wanted to like be a part of it. So I started watching it. I was like, wow, this is actually really fun. Like, I got really, really into the world, and that was the beginning of my weeb days. Thankfully, I'm not a weeb anymore, but it was the beginning of my weeb days.
I am not a fan of the term weeb in general, but
Yeah.
The weeaboo. It was the start of my weeaboo stage.
We all had that one stage at one point in our life.
Thankfully,
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I ever left that.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, well.
But I was a very big weeaboo at the time. Thankfully, I'm not like that much of a weeb anymore. Although I'm a Koreaboo now, ish.
And that's a thing.
Because of my K-pop. It's my
Koreaboo.
K-pop thing. K-pop.
There you go.
I tried building like an RPG set in the Naruto world. I had a whole bunch of OCs and
Oh, me too. I remember
fan
that
fictions
stage.
that I was writing with Gina. Yeah.
Is it bad that I kind of wrote a fan fiction for Naruto?
No,
I
it's
think
not
you
bad
did.
at all.
It was completed. It was like completed, and I made the second one and a third one.
That's impressive, actually.
I
was
started, I
dedicated.
never finished. And
Yeah, I have a really hard time finishing fan fictions. Like anything that's actually writing, I have a hard time finishing it in detail. I wind up planning the whole thing out for years in advance, and then
Yes.
when it comes to actually writing it, it's too much work.
That is exactly
same thing
me.
for me. When I started when I was in my Koreaboo phase, that was like 2 years ago, I guess. I don't know.
I thought you said you still were.
I still technically am, but it's not as bad as before. But I did have a fanfic that I started, but it was my first fanfic. I never finished it. And I feel guilty, and I want to go back to it. But then, like, yeah, I don't know.
Can you tell us what it's about?
Typical thing. Girl meets... Actually, no, it was a little out there. It's like when a girl... Actually, no, it was very, very much like a shoujo manga. Like, the girl was very ugly before, and she started becoming pretty because of the guy. And, she found another guy, and then the guy was like, hey, that's my girl. And the current guy was like, no, it's my girl now. You left her, so on and so forth.
So
Never
wait, was
finished
this based on any title?
K-pop. It was something in K-pop. I forgot the name.
Aw.
Okay, so it was actually a fanfic. It wasn't just some original story you came up with.
It was a legitimate fanfic, and people did actually message me and said, "Where are you? I need this in my life." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm lazy."
Oh wow.
But I am gonna go back into probably making something for Big Hero 6.
Oh
Something
boy.
for Hiro. Something for
with
Hiro.
me, with me, I from those fan fiction days, that kind of sparked my writing purpose in life. I want to say it that way.
Same here.
It's what's gotten me into college, and I have an English minor now, like full complete English minor for writing. So technically, I can make books now and
You can
get
make-
paid.
Well, technically, you could make them even without that, but it
Fair
helps.
Yeah. But I'm also a lazy person. I have been working on 3 stories. None of them have been finished. One of them has 17 chapters, and I wrote those 17 chapters in 17 days.
Dang.
Then I have like basically like a Warriors fan fiction kind of deal, but I'm only on like chapter like 10. And then I have a weird one. Do you guys know who Tobuscus is?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Well, he's a YouTuber, it's just like freaking Rooster Teeth. But he makes these really funny vlogs, and at like a year ago, sorry, no, that's the one that I have 17 chapters for. But that I wrote basically like a fan fiction with that thing, and there were people on this website who really liked it, and they're like, "Oh, where's the next chapter? Where's the next chapter?" I literally got to it this year. I reread everything, and I was like, "Oh my god, I need to rewrite this. Like, this is horrible."
I know.
But the third one is about a character that I made. Like, I've drawn them a lot. People, if you might know me, I'm a really big drawer type of person. I draw more animals than humans. I'm trying to get used to humans, but that's beside the point. Anyway, the story is based around her background and how she came to a certain point in her life, and then it moves on from there. I've only written 2 chapters, and I've been bored with it. It's a bad thing, but there are people who like reading what I give them, and I feel so bad when I can't get back to it because I lost that inspiration.
And see, I never quite got that far. Like I said, I tried writing fanfics. I actually, for a long time, I wanted to be an author. I wanted to write novels for a living.
Right.
But I had original stories from years ago, and then I had fan fictions, and I would plan them out so far, and I would never get anywhere with them. But what I eventually hit on was that I was actually better with visual instead of just visual words and visual stories instead of just text. And that's why I wound up starting to do comics, and that's what I'm doing a web comic. I've got like 75 pages now. Shameless self-promotion. And actually, my cousin is going to be helping me set up a website for my studio, and I'm going to be doing comics and hopefully eventually animation.
Woohoo!
So yeah, stay tuned for news about that, because I am probably going to be doing more shameless self-promotion.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So have either of you even read my comic?
I have.
No.
For shame!
I don't have the link. What do you expect?
I linked it in the chat!
He
Just
linked it a
now?
while ago.
Anyway.
Like,
Anyway, let's get back on topic.
Naruto.
Naruto
for
or
me.
Bleach.
Wait, I didn't even get to say. Oh, fine. Hate you guys.
Oh, go ahead. If
Go
you
ahead,
had something else you wanted to talk about, sure.
No, I'm good. We'll just go back to Naruto. We'll do this another day.
Okay. Well, I guess we don't have to really talk about Naruto. We could talk about Bleach or Death Note and Inuyasha.
I
that
remember
kind of thing.
Bleach.
See, Bleach was what really drove me into anime because it was really enticing and stuff, but there were too many filler arcs for me to care about it anymore, and I just kind of dropped it.
And see, that's one of the reasons why I'm glad I always was more into the manga versions than the anime of anything. Because you don't have to deal with the fillers.
Fair enough.
Bleach and Naruto, I was really big into a few years back, but eventually they just, even with the manga, even without filler arcs, it fell prey to the DBZ syndrome of dragging on too long and the fights taking forever and the story not developing fast enough to hold my interest eventually.
Yeah.
Which ironically was not a problem that I actually had with Dragon Ball Z because it was the first
Wait,
shonen.
can I confess something?
What?
I never watched Dragon Ball Z.
Well, yeah, because you're a baby. You weren't around. It was before your time.
For me, Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon were my every morning day cartoons. Before I went to elementary school, I would sit in my parents' bed with my sister, and then we would watch them every morning until we were ready to leave. And that was a really big thing for us. We would catch like the last few minutes of Dragon Ball Z, and then we would watch Sailor Moon until we had to leave. And I'd never realized it was anime because my parents were just like, oh, it's just cartoons. And then I found out like 5 to 10 years later, oh my gosh, it's not a cartoon. It's a Japanese cartoon called anime. And I was
cartoon called anime.
Hey, shush. That's what my parents have a big thing with that. So they call it whatever they want. But it's also a very fulfilling feeling when you are able to have your parents understand that whole deal. Like, my first anime convention, my dad actually took me to. Like, it wasn't me. He found it and he took me to it. How was it? It was so much fun.
Well, you're lucky. I want to go to RTX with no monies.
Well, we're all hoping to go to RTX. Especially
that's why I'm going to start working I'm going to start working when I turn 16.
Well, I'm hoping I can save up for RTX this summer because Markiplier's going, and I'm like,
I know that's what I really want to go to, but I'm going back to the Philippines. By the way, guys, I'm going back to the Philippines. So if anybody's listening from the Philippines, get ready.
Get ready to meet Nina.
Get ready to get screwed over because I'm stealing all your money.
Oh gosh.
I'm stealing all your money so I can go to RTX, okay? You know, give me some credit.
Have you guys ever gone to any anime conventions? I know my first anime convention was called Zenkai-Con, and every single one after that I've been to.
I've been to Otakon several times. I've been to Takosho-Con in Pittsburgh a couple of times.
I was actually when I was younger, I was actually really gonna go to an anime con, but then I had no time. But I have been to a Korean K-pop convention, which was awesome. I forgot what it was called, but it was to all of you guys who are my friends who are probably into K-pop. It was something in the Philippines. Actually, I think somebody had to get sent to the hospital because of something that happened.
Oh God!
Because the thing was, there was a look-alike contest because there were times where somebody would look like a K-pop idol, and so and there was a celebrity who was gonna come in, and somebody came in. And people thought that it was the celebrity, so they legitimately, they bombarded him, and he had to. They bomb rushed him. Basically, they bomb rushed him. Okay, bum rushed, because I was afraid that I got it wrong. But they bum rushed him, and the poor kid, he was like my age at the time. He was like 12, 13 years old. He was young. And they all thought he was a very good-looking young kid, though. But they were like 16, 17, 18 years old, you know? They bum-rushed the poor kid. And there was 1,000 of them. Just 1,000.
Oh, God.
Like, think of so many people just crammed into the smallest exhibition hall you could possibly think of.
Oh.
But hey, it could be worse. It could be DashCon.
Well,
who wants
Rebecca,
another hour in the ball pit?
Yeah, something you were talking about
hour in the ball pit.
was that your story is kind of familiar to me because, except for me, Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon and then Gundam Wing were the first things that I watched that I knew they were anime. When I was younger, I watched Gigantor, which was Tetsujin number 28, I think is the Japanese name. And Speed Racer and Robotech, and I never knew that they were anime. And then years later, Toonami came on, and I started watching
Toonami.
Actually, yeah,
and I
Toonami.
started watching Dragon Ball Z and Gundam Wing, and then Inuyasha, Outlaw Star, all the other Yu Yu Hakusho, all the different series that they aired, and that was when I discovered it was anime. And it was actually my dad who got me into DBZ, because he and my sister were watching it, and I've not always had the best relationship with my dad, and I wanted something to share with him, and that's why I originally got into it. So that was very important to me at that point in my life.
Right.
Now what's interesting is I can actually somewhat relate, like, you know, the beginning of it, but not really knowing that it was what it is. Like, at the time when I was younger, when I was into anime, there was a specific channel that there was a specific channel that, like, streamed nothing but anime. It was nothing but anime, nothing but the newest, basically. But they didn't have Naruto for some reason. Like, they had
Adult Swim?
No, it wasn't that. It was Animax.
I'm
not sure.
Yeah.
It was the blue thing with the circle, like the blue oval thing with the Anna whatever. It was like a play on anime. And then, you know, they had a show. It was like a K-pop music show, but it was like pop music whatever, like pop music show or something. And it was something like Mnet. For all of you K-pop listeners out there who could possibly know of this, you know that your K-pop idols, they would normally show up on a TV show, which is what they always do, and so on and so forth, the music show. And I did not realize the fact that this was K-pop, but I thought, hey, the music's pretty catchy. I thought it was J-pop because that was what I was into at the time. Again, weeaboo days. And so I did not realize it was K-pop until, like, I heard the song years later, and I was like, my god, this was the first song I ever listened to, and that was already when I was into K-pop. So, you know, I just found out by myself, and I was like, yeah. You know, I didn't have, like, a super inspirational story where my mom or my dad, like, told me about it or whatever, or, like, some important person in my life told me about it. I just found out on my own. I know it's a very sad story.
Yeah,
hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but yeah. They're into the J-pop, I'm into K-pop, whatever.
That's pretty cool, though. I mean, different genres of music that you like is pretty cool too, because then you're not just listening to the same thing over and over and over again. Like, I get easily bored with my music now, but like, because I am trying to start watching more anime now, because I'm drawing to a close to my last semester of college, I'll probably have more time to watch them. So now
I can give you so many recommendations.
Send them my way. But my iPhone is going to be filled with anime music again, and I'm looking forward to that dramatically.
Awesome.
Dramatically. I am looking forward to it dramatically. That's probably not.
I've always. Oh yeah.
Bleach.
So, okay.
Because we were trying to talk about that, and then we turned to DBZ,
and then we turned into, like,
it happens.
Inspirational stories.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
This is what a podcast is supposed to be.
We have 20 minutes left. Yeah.
Free association. Oh, we've got as much time as we want to have.
We have 20 minutes on my clock.
Told you.
Forget your clock.
Okay.
Just go until we're done.
Forget your face.
Anyway, you're going to be editing some of this anyway.
Yeah.
Right,
so
don't take up my inspirational story.
We won't. But
my hair got longer. My hair was shoulder length before, and now it's like long length. And it's very pretty, but I want layers.
Yes, Nina, that's what happens. It grows. I don't know if somebody failed to tell you this, but hair grows on its own.
Stop using your Jean voice. I have to be angry at you.
Aw, but I wouldn't want that.
No.
I want to curse, but I'm afraid of getting in trouble.
Oh, goodness. But Bleach, because Bleach is a thing.
Well, you guys talk about that. I won't be talking about that because I forgot a lot about Bleach, other than the fact that I miss Ruki and Orihime.
Yeah. See, okay. I had a discussion about Orihime and how she does not fit in that entire area. Nor does Ichigo. and I'm pissed.
In
And
what?
What?
In Japan, basically it's supposed to be in Japan. They have a blonde-haired boy and a redhead. Like,
Actually, I agree
actually-
with you there.
Actually, his hair, he's got strawberry hair, and that's called out at the very
wait.
beginning.
right? He said he has strawberry blonde, right?
Well, I
thought
always
he
took it as
dyed
redhead,
Yeah, but
and Orihime as more of like an auburn brown.
okay. So my entire thing is that, from my knowledge, Japanese people are mostly black-haired people. So
Black and sometimes brown. Black and brown.
so
Really
why
dark
are
brown.
like I understand the whole premise of most anime is that the main character has a different colored hair set
Like pink or
than
blue.
everyone else. But why blonde?
But actually, I think he would look better. I mean, I don't think I can see Ichigo in a different color
Well,
other than that.
See,
Yeah,
you start to think about
part
it.
of the reason that they give the characters different hair color is
Oh, it's Jack's birthday, guys.
Jack?
oh happy birthday, Jack.
Happy birthday, Jack! Yeah.
Katie
was random.
Katie Ward put up a thing for Jack's birthday or whatever.
Oh, cool.
You realize this isn't going to be put out for weeks.
I know, but I'm just saying. Now they know when.
Except
When we
I thought we
recorded.
didn't want them to. Anyway,
God.
back on our. Yeah, some anime just throw it out the window entirely, and
Anime.
like in Negima, you'll have characters with blue and pink and purple and green hair, and
Yeah.
it's just it exists. The anime exists in a fantasy version of the world, and sometimes it's just artistic license, just for the sake of making it easier to tell the characters apart, and other times it's part of the character, part of their identity that they don't fit in, they never have,
And
this is part of
I
what
see that their hair
leads them to
also
become.
means their hair also has to be different, you know.
Well, like for some of them, like for Ichigo, people always treated him differently because of his hair. And,
Yeah, they do.
I
Yeah,
don't
they
remember
did.
that.
oh yeah, he got picked on for it a lot, and that's why he got tough in order to fight back against the bullies.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's actually part of his character development.
That was literally in the first episode. They mentioned that, I think. Didn't they?
Yeah, although she did say she's forgotten a lot, so we'll have to forgive her.
But
It's okay, baby Nina. We won't hold it against you.
I don't like any of you.
We love you.
well, let's go.
Understand the fact that I am being held against my will in this podcast.
Oh, come on. Fine, we can talk about something else. What's an anime that you're a big fan of?
Well, before we do that, let's talk about the fact that in most anime,
Anime.
that
You have to say it for Rich.
You don't have to say it any different.
any anime, the main character, they're normally against the back right section, like near
Ah,
the
they're
window.
No, that's not the back.
Oh,
Where
well.
are you getting this from? Back left, depending on where the window
Depending
is.
on where the window
looking
is.
from the front of the room, which is generally
Okay.
the camera angle you get.
Yes.
Okay, I guess so.
They're normally against the window, or they're rather close to that window.
Yeah, that's just one of
There
those.
they are.
That's just one of those cliche tropes that just gets used a lot because it's convenient. Because
And
they
also
can
because they want to, like, if it's like a shoujo manga, you always have to look at your crush from the outside of the window.
Yep.
well, yeah, and
And
even
you have to be, and then you have to think about them, and then you get called on by the teacher saying, "What are you thinking about?" And they're like, "Ah, flustered."
yeah, and even in
Wait,
a,
did
even
you
in a
say
shonen,
mustard?
flustered,
Flustered.
Oh, flustered. I thought you said mustard.
Flustered.
Maybe I'm just getting hungry.
But yeah, even in a shoujo series, it's convenient to be able to have the character go off into monologue, staring out
by
the
a
window, thinking
window.
about stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, it's
It's just for
overdone.
convenience sake.
It's one of those things that it's overdone, but it does serve a narrative purpose. So I just kind of shrug and go along with it most of the time. It doesn't bother me that much.
I didn't realize it until somebody put it up on Facebook. And that's how bad it got. I just really did not notice until it got bad on Facebook.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things that unless it's called attention to, you probably won't notice it because they don't make a big deal of it. It's just for convenience sake.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Like-
guess what, guys? I'm going to Philly next week.
Oh, sweet, awesome.
Oh, congratulations.
I'm
It'll
gonna
be
go
so
to-
nice when you get to go and hang out with everyone else in the group except for me.
Actually, no, not. I'm hanging out with nobody in the group. I'm going to my church.
There you go.
Oh, well. Okay, then.
We're
Feeling
going
rich?
tubing. Whatever
Ooh.
that is.
You're doing what?
Tubing, or whatever it's
Like
called.
snow tubing.
Like
Oh,
inner
are you going
tubing?
to Blue-
Oh, okay, cool.
Are you going to Blue Mountain?
Well, give me a second. I'll look up for it. But continue with your thing.
Okay. So,
It's for convenience sake.
let's see. We've talked about hair colors. We've talked. Okay, so I will admit, I had a really.
There's almost always the half person there too, like French or American, and then they have blue eyes and
the
blonde
foreigner.
hair.
Yeah, the foreigner.
Right,
Well-
a foreigner is it's almost never anybody else but French, English, or American, or German.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's legitimately always a white person.
Well, again, that's. I don't know if
Shawnee,
it's so much.
Pennsylvania.
I don't know if it's so much convenience in that case as laziness in some cases in terms of the writers, because they, every character has to stand out somehow in order for the readers or the viewers to be interested in them. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
easy
true.
to just pick someone like that, pick that sort of character trait to give to your character to make them stand out.
Mhm.
In Bleach, though, you have Chad, which is
Yeah, he's what is he?
he's half Mexican.
Yep.
Oh, I thought he was Puerto Rican.
He might be. I thought he.
He has darker skin than everyone else,
Yes.
so that's what he got picked on for.
Yes,
And that's
What
how
did
he and
Orihime get?
Ichigo became
What did
friends.
Orihime get hit on for her boobs?
Well, maybe hit on for her, but not bullied.
and in her case, her trauma was the whole business with her brother.
Yep.
What was that one? I forgot.
Her
Again.
brother
Ugh.
died or something.
Oh
Yeah,
Yeah,
her brother died.
she and her brother were living alone because their parents were gone, and then they
Again,
got attacked.
wait, guys, wait.
Uh-oh.
There's always a character that lost their parents.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
that they're
Yes.
you know that they're going to be important if their parents died.
Yep.
Now, hang on. Let's not pick on anime specifically
Anime?
because hey, come on.
Any
let's,
cartoon.
Any
Let's be honest,
cartoon, any young
any
adult
story.
book.
I mean, come on. Harry Potter, his parents are dead.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's not just anime, it's not even just animation, it's
It's just a trope that's
a
been
trope that's
used.
used a lot in fiction in general.
No, you make a very good point there.
It is. In
I'm also
any
playing Smite.
show
I'm just
or-
joking, I'm not.
It's in any TV show or movie, cartoon wise. It doesn't matter. There normally is one of those kind of characters.
Yeah.
Like Orihime, the pin that her brother gave her, or the hair clip,
The hair clips.
it turns into
her fairies.
for fairies, yeah. And then in the last seasons of Bleach that I was watching was when the Iran cars were coming in and they took Orihime away, and all that the Iran cars wanted her to do was to heal every single one of them when they got hurt, and she wouldn't do it. And the entire reason she wouldn't do it is because of Ichigo and what he had told her.
What did he
And-
tell her?
I don't remember what he told her, but it was basically just like, don't give up on us, like, we're coming to help you, and whatever. I never saw her be rescued. I never saw it happen.
Wow, okay, you
That's where
didn't
I
get
stopped.
that was
Deep.
that was a good story arc, but at the same time it was the one where I started to lose interest because it got a little ridiculous with how they dragged things out, and then they kept upping the power level again
Yeah.
and again and again.
It was repetitive too much too.
Yeah, and some of the fights just took too long, like
It was like
Neutron.
30 episodes long. I was like, I would expect one episode. Like, no. What I expect when I see a fight is I see the beginning of it, like you know, where like they're facing up like, and then like you go
Final
to the next
power.
episode, and then the whole thing finishes at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
That's something
Maybe
actually
drag
that
it out
Fairy
until-
Tail is really good at. Fairy Tail is a shonen series, but the fights do not drag on like that.
No, but think about it too. Like a specific chapter would end up like just dedicated to that fight. Like they put effort into that fight, but they don't drag it out. It's finished when it's finished.
Yeah, you should
know?
really look up Fairy Tail.
I know Fairy Tail.
Isn't
Okay.
Fairy Tail the one that
I
Michael
know
is
Fairy
voicing
Tail.
in
It is
now?
one of my favorite
Yes,
animes.
Okay,
yes,
it
he
is.
is, and
I'll
I
go
am
ahead and
so
keep
looking
up.
forward to that.
Yes.
What's going on?
Michael, Rage Quit. He's
Yeah,
voicing
Michael.
Sting.
He's Sting, dude. That was one of my more favorite arcs. Like as the story went on, the whole like arena thing, like spoilers.
Hang on. I'm not there yet, actually.
You're not. Oh, never mind. I won't say it then. Because I read the manga.
I know a little bit about it, but I haven't I lost track of the manga a while ago, and I've only seen
I finished
the
that
anime
arc,
through
and
the
I'm finishing the continuing arc, so whatever. But like if like the fight, that was one of my more favorite. The arc where Sting comes in. One of my favorite arcs. Also, I love Sting as the character.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
Although I can imagine him being Natsu though. Like he could make a good Natsu if he tried.
I could see him as Natsu, but at the same time, after hearing Todd Haberkorn for so long,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
imagine another voice for him.
Yeah. But still, I think he could go on to be a good.
He'd be a great protagonist voice. Michael could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Michael. I would also like to see him with his wife, and he and like both of their characters end up together, something like that. That would be fun.
Like all the people shipping Red Sun.
Wait, what?
in
Ruby
Ruby.
and Sun.
Yeah.
Again, I feel I'm tipping that more towards Blake and Sun just because Sun was the first
Absolutely.
dude.
Yeah.
But then I also really like the Ruby ships amongst the group.
yeah.
I'm not gonna specify because I don't know if that would be okay. Did he just snore or did he snort?
That was a snirk, darling. A snirk.
I can't see your face, so I can't say.
Well, with me, I feel like I don't know if I would want to ship Ruby and Jean or Weiss and Jean.
I feel
'Cause
I
I
go
also
for the.
feel like he could go with Pyra, and I feel
He
like
goes
they
with
would be
Pyra
better.
so much.
Pyra, sorry.
He would go with Pyrrha so much, but I don't know how you guys want to stand. Like I can switch between like pronunciation, so it's fine for me. But I don't know where you stand on that, so I didn't want to say her name.
Pyra,
I say
That's
Pyrrha.
her name.
Pyra.
It's that's how they pronounce it in the show. Why would you pronounce it differently?
Well, I mean, I
Fair
say
enough.
Jeff and you say GIF, so screw you.
Okay, but GIF is not a character in a show. That'd be like if you
Whatever,
started
then you
calling him Natsu.
Or if you started pronouncing
Anyway,
Blake
shut
as
up, Kimmy, shut
Balake.
up. I Actually-
What?
Have you heard of that before?
No.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to send you that
guys. What's funny was, guys, I actually, between me and a good friend of mine in my school, she's my best friend. We both love, like, she started Ruby, and I introduced her to Ruby, and she loves it. Especially, like, she loves Blake especially, like, she is her baby to her, like, her babu. Oh my god.
My bad.
And so between the both of us, she calls me Ruby, and I call her Blake. I call her Blakey Wakey.
Oh,
Aww.
so cute.
Yeah.
That was actually my introduction to Rooster Teeth. I stumbled across Ruby on Crunchyroll when I was looking for new anime to watch.
She also
Yes.
got it. She saw like, hey Nina, should I check out Ruby? And I was like, totally. And she saw it on She saw it on Crunchyroll, and she was like, should I check it out? And I was like, yes.
Yeah,
You want to treat?
all I knew was it was an anime and was done by Monty Ohm, and that's all I needed to know. Because I had seen his Dead Fantasy videos, and I was a huge fan of those, so... So yeah.
something I didn't know when I was a freshman in high school, so that was 8 years ago. No, 7 years ago. I never knew.
You don't even want to know how long ago it was for me.
Wait, what are we talking about? I'm
Continue.
still in high school.
I'm going off of Rooster Teeth just stuff. I didn't know 7 years ago that there was a video that I had watched, and I'll get to what the video was. But I watched this video, and I had watched a couple more videos after that, and I was like, this is pretty interesting series and everything. But I never got back to it. And then I started watching Rooster Teeth, and I was watching some of the videos and stuff, and they had this thing called Red versus Blue. And I happened to watch the first season. I was like, I've seen this before.
And then you found out it was Rooster Teeth.
I found out it was Rooster Teeth. So I had seen the first few episodes of season 1, but I never finished up on it and everything. So I'm happy I was able to link back from high school years.
And see, I had heard of Red versus Blue, but I never really cared much about it because I wasn't a fan of Halo, and I had this really bad impression of Halo based on the reputation of the gamer base.
Right.
And so I never had any interest in it until I watched RWBY and realized that this was by the same people, and then I knew I had to go watch it. So I did.
For me, it was actually a really long-ish story. I started watching the Rage Quit. Again, I got introduced in the Rage Quit because my friend and I were into Minecraft. And it was around the time, I think it was about 2011, we were both playing, like, when Minecraft started getting big, he showed me Yogscast, and then he showed me Rage Quit, and I thought, hey, this is pretty funny, and I started watching the rest of his stuff, the rest of the Rage Quit stuff, and then I got, I'm gonna watch more Rage Quit, so I sort of, just okay, whatever. And then I sort of forgot about it when I forgot about Minecraft, but I was still watching, Yogscast, Captain Sparkles. That's how I got into gaming. It was really Minecraft that started getting me into gaming.
Pretty cool. Nice.
Easy. And then 2013, I remember the year specifically. But this is, the year that I specifically really, really got into Rooster Teeth. Again, and then I forgot about it for a while. My friend showed me the Tower of... No. The Altar of Pimps episode.
Oh.
And I remember laughing so hard. I was turning red. My mom was so worried that I was turning red.
Oh, I have a story about Rooster Teeth.
So worried that I was turning red. And then, I sort of watched their older episodes because it was Minecraft. So I knew this and yeah.
See,
and then I sort of forgot, but I was very aware of the people who I was watching. I just don't remember them specifically. And then last year came and I found out that he got Michael got married to Lindsay, and I was like, oh, the Rage Quit guy got married. And so I thought, hey, I'll just watch his stuff again. Because I remember being very into their stuff, but I wasn't it was only really the Minecraft stuff that I was into. So I sort of just weaned out of it when I left Minecraft completely, and I went for K-pop, and then I came to America and all that. And yeah, that's how I got back into it. I found out that Michael and Lindsay were married, watched some of the Rage Quit stuff, and watched some of the stuff more of the Minecraft episodes, and I found out, wow, they finished 100 episodes already. So I started watching this stuff. And that is why
I'll probably never watch those, because there's so many of them.
The what?
The Minecraft Let's Plays. There's so many, and I would want to watch them from the beginning, but there's no way I'll ever have time.
Yeah, and they're an hour long too, so...
Exactly!
Well. I mean, so, with me for Rooster Teeth, back to Rooster Teeth, with how I got introduced again, the first episode that everyone seems to watch that draws them in is Michael's Impossible Game Rage Quit. And I was dying when I saw this. It was 11 o'clock at night. I had a one-room dorm in college. It was 11 o'clock at night. I went to watch more of their Let's Play videos. They were doing a Grand Theft Auto 5 video. And I just remember it was the first time they had the dump truck or whatever. I can't remember for the life of me what that one was called. But it was a 50-minute video. And I was dying when I was watching it. because they were trying to lift it up, and Michael somehow killed every single one of them because the dump truck was too heavy. And I was just dying with laughter, but I had to hold it in, so my face had gone completely red, and I couldn't breathe because I was laughing so hard and trying to stay quiet. That's all I remember just from starting with Rooster Teeth, is just, it was the greatest first impression ever.
And see, that Impossible game, Rage Quit, I haven't seen that, so you're gonna have to link me that.
I will get to that, as well as the Balake thing. But
see, that was a snort. That was a snort, and this that was a snurk. Snurk. Snort. Since some people seem to have some difficulty telling them apart.
Yeah, well. Alright, well, I think we should be finishing up. Did you guys think?
Yeah.
Been a little bit.
Good discussion.
Aww.
Does anybody
know.
Yeah.
It's okay, I've actually got something I gotta go do, so.
And I actually
I
want to play Smite. I have to log in.
At
least.
Yes, we know. We all know what's most important to Nina.
My life?
Well,
Rooster
thank you
Teeth,
guys for,
my friends, my love, my family.
Your Babu.
Wait, what's this about love? Were you going to tell us a story?
I'll save that for the Valentine's Day episode.
We'll save that for another episode.
No, that's fine.
Anyway, so thank you guys for tuning in again. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yep.
If you like it, please subscribe, like. We still don't have a name, we'll probably be looking through all of the suggestions if you have any. So thank you again for tuning in, though, guys. We really appreciate the love that you guys are obviously giving us from all of these. So thank you very much.
Also, if you've got any suggestions about topics for conversation that you'd like us to tackle, feel free to leave comments for those too.
Yes, because we have a very hard time coming up with these, okay, guys?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I got plenty of ideas.
But nobody wants to talk about that now, do we?
Anyway,
before a fight comes out, let's end the episode, guys. Bye!
If you have any questions also that you would like to be answered, we can tackle those too.
You also have Twitter and stuff. I have a Twitter. Follow me.
I'll put
we can include that information in the description
below. All right. Well, anyway, guys. So thank you again for watching. We will catch you on the flip side. So see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.